My sister scoffed. You'll wear that to your wedding? Yet I entered dressed in white. For distinct stars gleamed on my shoulder. You know, there are moments in life that hit you so hard. They change everything. A shocking twist, a moment of profound injustice. But what if one of those moments came on your wedding day, just seconds before you walked down the aisle, from the very person who was supposed to be family? Because that's exactly what happened to me. The chapel doors were closed, a solid barrier between me and 200 people. Half of them, Navy SEALs in their full dress blues, standing silent. The rest, civilians who probably had no idea what kind of spectacle was about to unfold. I stood there in the quiet hallway, staring at my phone. 3 minutes earlier, a message had popped up from Charlotte, my sister. Charlotte, you're really wearing that to your wedding. Cute. Do they let you salute the cake too? No congrats, no good luck, just that familiar, stinging sarcasm on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. Classic Charlotte. I slid the phone back into my pocket, my fingers tight around the cold metal. There was nothing left to say to her. If there ever had been, it had been drowned out by 2 decades of those snide little comments. Honestly, I'd expected worse. This was tame by her standards. I adjusted the cuffs on my crisp white uniform. The fabric was stiff, perfectly pressed. The 4 stars on my shoulder boards felt heavier than usual, not because I was walking into a war room or an award ceremony, but because I was walking down an aisle. To my left and right stood Hill and Torres, 2 men who had been through literal hell and back with me. They weren't groomsmen, I didn't want groomsmen. They just said, "Ma'am, we're walking you in." No arguments, and I didn't offer any. Torres, with his prosthetic leg, still beat most guys in morning PT. Hill, who'd once pulled me from a chopper crash in Kandahar with his arm half dislocated. They flanked me like it was a battlefield, because in a way, it was just not the kind we were trained for. Miles, my fiancé, was inside, waiting. He was probably calm, he always was. That man could read disaster scenarios like bedtime stories and sleep like a rock. A civilian analyst, quiet, but smarter than anyone gave him credit for, and he got it. He never once told me to tone it down or asked if I'd consider a simple dress. He just said, wear what feels honest. So I did. The wedding was supposed to be small. Just us, the chaplain, a few friends, and some of my team. I hadn't sent out 200 invitations. They just showed up. No RSVP, no fanfare, just silent, respectful arrivals in black cars and boots polished like mirrors. Earlier, Briggs from my Yemen unit had just nodded at me and said, "You walked us through hell. We're not letting you walk down that aisle alone." I don't cry easily, but that one hit different. It was strange, standing still in a hallway when I'd led missions, survived ambushes, flown into combat zones. This should have been easy. Just walk a few steps, say some words, get married. No live fire, no classified briefings, just vows. But somehow, it felt like the most exposed I'd ever been. I hadn't told Charlotte I was wearing the full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.